Hey guys. Hey theme park, how are you? Wednesday's getting awful close, my friend. Hey Austin. I'm just bringing up our friend Bob. I think. Nope, he isn't. I thought he was going live, but it doesn't seem that he is right now. How you guys doing? Hey Songho. What's new? I'm gonna bring up my desktop. Easy to see. Hey poor man, how are you? What do you got planned for the weekend, poor man, workout wise? You got any collabs going on? I know Eric Lapointe and Jacob are supposed to go live sometime this weekend. And let's see, our friend Jason is going to be live at 2 p.m. Who else? Thomas Fahey. He is live right now. He's deadlifting.
The roots of your back get stronger.
There he is. Let me pop in and leave a comment. If you guys aren't busy, of course you're not busy. You're here. Let's see. Poor man says, just taking it easy now. Shoulder hurts, recovering from a crappy work week and insomnia. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully the weekend will do you good. You'll feel better come Monday. So let's just leave a quick hello. It's been a while since I've deadlifted. I enjoy doing trap bar deadlifts, and man, I've mentioned that before, and I get a load of crap about doing trap bar deadlifts. I like taking the emphasis off my lower back. Nothing the matter with working the lower back, of course. But I liked how trap bar deadlifts make me feel. But it's been a while since I've done that. I let my trap bar out a long time ago. Does not seem like I'm getting it back. Poor man says, might do a live later and see how the shoulder feels. Hey, Boring Food, how are you? Well, 12VR, my friend. It is very much appreciated. Thank you. Poor man says, trap bar isn't much different than a straight bar. Probably a little less low back intensive. Maybe putting a little more load on the quads. Zach says, do you smoke weed? I don't. Not anymore. You know, of course I did in my teenage years. All of my teenage years. Early 20s. I didn't enjoy it that much at a certain point. So I put it aside. And then several years ago, I thought it might be a worthwhile thing to do again. It wasn't. But it helps a lot of people. Boring Food says, good, I'm glad to hear that. Troll says, yep. Man, you know what? It just occurred to me that the title that I put up, of course, welcome my friends, and then an opportunity to be kind. And our friend, Troll VR, came in and took an opportunity to be kind. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat, but more importantly, thank you for that act of kindness, my friend. Every time during the day, every single one of us is going to have an opportunity to be kind. I don't care where you are, where you live, what you do, you will have an opportunity. Here's the most amazing thing. You're probably going to have an opportunity to be kind to yourself, and you won't take it because you won't think that it's worth the time to do it for you. You might do it for someone else. Are you going to take the time to be kind to yourself? Poor man says the only difference really is distance from the floor. You don't think it's a little easier on the low back? Of course, didn't you tell me before that you did it from a deficit? Hey, Nathan. How are you? Jace says, greetings, Jace. I see you going live in about an hour. I'll be wrapping up in about an hour, so I'll get a chance to hang out with our friend Jace. Hey, Miss Blipper. How's your weekend going? Jacksonville Kid says, peace sells, but who's buying? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of the best way to process that. I think we're all buying, but we don't think it's possible. First, we don't know that it's possible for us. We think peace is an outer circumstance. That if we can get two warring factors or more to come to an agreement, that there'll be peace. Of course, that's never worked. In the history of the world, it's never worked. If it did, we'd only need to do it once, right? Let's see. Boring Fruit says hi. Jace waving at poor man. Genghis Khan says, yo, bro, what's your game? You agree with something? Nope. Just the yogi. I purposely chose that title. Just a guy who practices yoga to the best that he's capable of. Varying degrees of success. However, the practice of yoga, the practice of forgiveness has brought me a great deal of peace of mind that, man, I can't put a price tag on. It hasn't cured me of anything, but I've come to accept those things that occur with a sense of equanimity. Poor man says, I never do straight bar, and I can hit 400 on the trap bar and go left to straight bar at 4. To me, it's just splitting hairs. Gotcha. Jace is waving at Troll. Boring Food says, can you show us one of your favorite books back there? I can. Hold on for a second. And I believe I know exactly where it is. Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda. I read this book in 1988, and I think it showed me what I was going to do for the rest of my life. It showed me the clear path of yoga, that I wasn't just stretching, I wasn't doing postures, that I was on a path of God realization, self-realization. Self-realization, God realization, the exact same thing. Hey, Stuart, my friend. Stuart, I saw that you called right when I got out of the shower. I was in the shower when you called, and right before I hit the live stream button. So I apologize. Let's see, everyone's saying hi. So I also happen to have one of my books that I always have by my side. 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra. This is my original copy. I got this in 1993 when it came out. And 2002, I think, I was able to get it signed by him to me and Milka. It's not the typical self-help book. It is a book of yogic and Vedic wisdom that has really guided me throughout my life since I first got it. And it was really the book that told me that I wanted to teach yoga, which I didn't really understand at the time what it meant by teaching. It was only when I read around that same time in A Course in Miracles talked about that we teach what we need to learn. We teach that which we most need to learn. So we are all teachers. We're all students at once. Let's see. Boring Food says, I got to go in an hour. I got to go when you live stream it again. Something like 20 minutes. I'll be live streaming this evening. I'm on Eastern time zone. So about 5:20 in the evening. Boring Food, I just subscribed to you, my friend. It is interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's about the life of a yogi, of a fully self-realized yogic master. I sent away, back then they had mail order course where you would send away for lessons. And once a month I would get sent lessons. And I worked with them for quite a long time. It's one of my first meditation methods was, it's called, in self-realization, it is the Hong Sao. In more traditional yogic, it is the Hum So. That's the natural mantra of the breath. Very easy, but comprehensive meditation, which I'm happy to show people if anyone's ever interested. Poor Man says, sub Boring Food. Poor Man says, Boring Food, ever make gruel? It's got to be the boringest food, right? Is there anything more boring than gruel? Boring Man says, for a second, I was like, what? Hey, Michael. Michael says, say yogi in chat. Boring Food says, oh, I think I'm East time too. Where are you located? Boring Food says, thank you for subscribing. You're welcome. So let's see. Thomas is done. He's done deadlifting. I see Jace was over there. Sorry I missed you over there, Jace. Anyone else have plans of going live? Our friend Eve, she's live right now. Skeeter is still live. Skeeter's been live all day. Skeeter, by the way, is celebrating. He hit his 3,000 watch hours. So he is soon to be monetized. Pretty cool. I actually think the 3,000 is more important than the 4,000. 4,000, you get the money from ads. It's not a whole lot. But hey, I just earned $1.99 from our friend Troll VR. Sitting here have a conversation with my friends. That is more than I'll make in ad revenue. I'm not knocking ad revenue. I think that's pretty cool. Format says, please, sir, can I have some more? You can't even make it look good, And is there a worse sounding name for food than gruel? Boring says, I think no. I'm not east, I'm south. I think so. What time is it for you? It is, I don't think there's a difference between north and south, right? It's never longitude, it's based on latitude. I could be mistaken. It is 1:15 or so for me. 1:16. Format says, Yogi, looks like you've been making some strength gains. Yeah, I have. The kettlebells have been a good return. More importantly than that, after a year of dealing with a back issue, since I started doing the kettlebells again, it's feeling better and better and better. I think the most basic strength move that you can do 2 of them. Getting off of the floor with a weight over your head. What a get-ups. What a valuable move. And especially you think about it, training for getting older, we're all eventually, probably, unfortunately, gonna fall. The ability to get up is invaluable. Speaking from experience of helping both my mother and my father help them get up when they fell, that was a big blow for my dad when he realized that he needed help like that. It wasn't an ego blow. It was just it was a physical blow. Hey, Wendy, how are you, my friend? Poor man says, that's awesome, getting back strong, building a solid foundation. My regret is that I sort of let it go. You know, when I was competing in kettlebell sport, I would compete with the 24s, double 24s, but I would train with the 28s and the 32s. So that's 2 71-pound kettlebells in a 10-minute set without putting the bells down. Now, I can't even imagine. I can't even look. The weights, my original kettlebells, they sit there and they mock me. All right, Boring says, 1 hour ahead of you. Okay. So 1 hour ahead of you, I'll be live again at 5:20, so it would be 4:20 for you. Miss Pippa says, I visited the Self-Realization Fellowship Lake Shrine of Paramahansa in LA. Pretty place. Yeah, that was the main, so is the main thing. Man, that had so many great visitors. George Harrison visited, Elvis Presley visited. Elvis Presley was at one point considered taking the vows of a monk in the Self-Realization Fellowship. The second head, and I can't remember her name, I convinced him not to. That said his path was offering love to people on stage. Wendy says, slow to poor man. Poor man says, can't build a structure with no foundation. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I gotta admit, I love burpees. I think burpees are taking a toll on my lower back. The dynamics of that being in the plank position and then coming back up. It didn't cause my back injury. That was caused in 1990. But it didn't help it. That's for sure. Hey, Tandra. Tandra says, hey, Yogi. How you doing? Boring Food says, can you show us your least favorite book back there? That's a good question, but I don't know what that might be off the top of my head. I don't know if I have a least favorite book. Maybe, no, you know what? I can't think of one. I'd like them all. I'm looking over on the side here. I think, you know, if I've read a book, it's because, or if I have a book, because I really wanted it at the time. Format says, are you not doing burpees? I'm doing the bare minimum to keep my 1,000+ day streak alive. 25 reps. On my recovery days, I'll alternate pull-ups and burpees. I'll do as many pull-ups as I'm supposed to do for that day for a set. And then I do 25 burpees and I repeat. But not a whole lot. I mean, like I said, you know, just 1,000 days plus in a row, almost 1,100 days. It was just time to take a bit of a break. Wendy says, slow to Tundra. Boring Food says, Elvis Presley, if you could do anything, what would you do? This is it. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. As amazing and as boring as that sounds. Boring says, oh no, not Elvis Presley. Boring Food says, seems like you really like books. So am I. Do you like books? Love to read. Poor man says you might be able to do more volume burpees after break and back work. Maybe, you know, for all of those years doing burpees, I did all kinds of stuff. I had some times when I was doing 500 rep sessions once, twice a week, 300 sessions every day. I did the busy dad sessions with followers afterwards. I did a ton of Iron Wolf stuff. I want to get away for now from that. And I worked all through all of last year with the back hurting, doing higher volume stuff up until just a few months ago. So I think a lot of it is I just missed the kettlebells. It's been a while. Boring Food says, are you into books? I didn't mean to say not. Understood. I figured that might have been a typo. So am I the only Elvis Presley fan here? Poor man says, the thing about burpees is that they can be addictive because nothing gets the intensity and heart rate. Yes, I agree. They can be addictive. I mean, that's why I've done them for over 1,000 days in a row. Hey, Extreme Fitness, how are you? But for getting the heart rate up, man, if you have access to competition kettlebells and you do a high rep set of long cycle, clean and jerk, man, I think that might overcome burpees. Because you can't to do a 10-minute set means you can't put the bells down. The only place they're resting is either in the rack position on your chest or overhead. It's the legendary Burpee Reaper. Good mother freaking YouTube family. Yogi, love and respect. Reaper, my friend, how are you? What's up for today? What's up for Saturday? You got the day off? Reaper says, poor man's gym, my brother. Boring Food says hi to Extreme. I watched Extreme Fitness Junkie do some battle rope work this morning. Reaper says, Jace, Mr. Bricks. Hey, Extreme Fitness, what do you think? Most bang for the buck as far as getting the heart rate up. Poor man says, hey to Reaper. Michael says, how's everyone doing? I hope you're well. About to have to do some errands. Just thought I would hop in and say hi before I did. I appreciate that. Extreme Fitness Junkie says, yep, that's it. I once got my heart rate up to 220 doing a 10-minute set of kettlebell snatches. And man, did I regret it. That was scary. Extreme Fitness is great cardio. Extreme Fitness says, one more subscriber for 100 subscribers. Hey, are you guys subscribed to our friend Extreme Fitness Junkies? This says, do 1,000 sit-ups and say you're not breathing. All exercise can be turned to a cardio session. Yeah, that's true, Jace. Excellent point. Reaper says, not today. Got a side job for a brother. Gotcha. Man, even on his day off, the Reaper is working. Let's see. Reaper says, Jace, 100% correct. That's a fact. Jace just is your 100th Extreme Fitness. Awesome, Jace. Thanks. Boring Food says, if you had one good thing, what would you do to someone else? It's a good question. I try to do one good thing. I try to do good things as often as possible. At the same time, you never know how that good thing's going to play out. You know, you never know what someone needs, what someone doesn't need. It just pays to be mindful, pays to be kind, situation by situation. Oh, Miss Blippen says, love the king, and that's Elvis, not Charles. Yeah, nothing against King Charles. He seems like a nice enough guy. I know he ended the fox hunts in Great Britain, but yep, the king, Elvis Presley. I'm glad I get back to check. I'm sorry I missed that original comment. Michael says, apologize for the typo. Meant hello. That's what I figured. Talk to you later. Let's see. Extreme Fitness says intense, and that Jay says he's your 100th subscriber. Awesome. Foreman says, Yogi, any thoughts on personal training? Been thinking about getting certified. Man, poor man. I think that you would offer a very unique and effective protocol to your clients. I'm all for it. I personally trained for most of the 80s and the early 90s. And then I was in and out of it. In 2004, I started my own business where I went to people's houses and I trained them with kettlebells, as well as some body weight stuff and some of the basics. Mainly deadlifts, power cleans, squats. And I actually worked with quite a few athletes, and my business was quite successful. As I got more and more involved in caregiving for my parents, I had to have less and less clients, but it gave me the freedom to be able to do that. Had I been working full-time on a regular job, I wouldn't have been able to take that time. And then when COVID hit and my dad was in his last year, my business just folded because I couldn't go to people's houses and I couldn't bring them over to my house, obviously. But man, I think you'd be excellent. For one, you got a unique training modality and you have a lot of knowledge in rehab and prehab. No one teaches prehab. No one teaches people how not to get injured. Boring Food says, I'm subscribing to Extreme. Hey, thank you, Boring Food. Appreciate that. Extreme Fitness says, appreciate it all. You got it. Jason will be right back. Boring Food says, I want to meet you in person. You seem so chill and nice. I'm pretty easygoing. And I would say that I'm nice. I cultivate kindness, um, meaning, I look for opportunities to practice it. I might miss some. I certainly miss some. Who doesn't? Um, but I'm on the lookout for those opportunities. Reaper says, hell yeah, poor man, I'd sign up. Reaper says, have a great day, family. Hey, Reaper, thanks for popping in, hanging out. I appreciate it. Miss you being here more often. But hey, I know you got to do what you got to do. Extreme Fitness says, get certification. Poor man says, saw online test. I think you can get a lifetime certified. The test seems pretty simple. Yeah, you already have the knowledge. Extreme Fitness says, great story. Thanks for sharing it, McCarty. You're welcome, my friend. Man, I think it's one of the last businesses that you can start up on your own and be extremely successful at. I'm trying to think, what else can you do where you can take your passion and turn it into a business? And it really is a passion. Foreman says, are you certified extreme? And he says that, yes, I am certified and a dietitian as well. Nice. NASM, National Association of Strength. I forget what the M is for. I have some of their stuff somewhere up above. Prestigious Institute. Definitely spend some time over on Extreme's Facebook. Man, I'm getting my social media all confused. YouTube channel. I want to bring his channel up now. I want to see the numbers. 102 subscribers. Nice. I had learned something from his channel just a few days ago about the cantaloupe. I like cantaloupe. I didn't realize the effects on blood pressure. Extreme is recommending NASM. Poor man says, I think I might go for it. It's not cheap for the lifetime certify, but it's a nice career change. Could, if I could get in at a gym, be sweet. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't. Now, a lot of gyms will have their own, they'll ask you to get certified through a specific institute. So definitely check around. Miss Flipper is 102. Thank you, Miss Flip. Appreciate that. Dietitian Savedja. Did I get that right? Says hello. How are you? Foreman says, awesome. Man, I could see poor man offering backyard sessions. Dietitian says, strange that I have access to a monetized and currently money-making channel. Guess who I am? Dietitian. Guess who you are? It's a good question. I don't know. Do we know each other? Have we chatted on YouTube before? Let's see. Extreme Fitness says, thank you all. Have a great evening, everyone. See you next time. Thanks for coming in, Extreme. Appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out. Guys, hear my cat making noise? Poor man says, be a great career change, less stress, better recovery, and mental health. Sick of rat race and corporate work. I was tired of retail. Retail seemed to be, I don't know, just draining me of energy. And I was, in management, so I didn't have to do a lot of the grunt work. I didn't like making other people do the grunt work. I did like working with people, but as far as people coming in to buy stuff. So I was happy to get out of that. And then instead of going back to personal training, I wanted to put my love of yoga to use. I wanted to teach breath work and meditation. And I have my teaching certifications, but as I mentioned before, I'm just lousy at it. I'm good at teaching it. I like to think that I'm good at teaching it. But I like teaching more than I like getting paid. It's such a valuable thing to have in your life toolbox, to have a breathing plan, breathing pattern, to have a meditation practice, and all the benefits that, and they're too numerous to even mention, that come from that. How do you keep that to yourself? You gotta give. And as I mentioned before, the directive given to me when I asked myself, so what do I do now as a caregiver when the person that I was giving that care to is no longer here? And the answer was so clear. You just keep giving. And now it's not focused on one person. Now you become a true caregiver to everyone you come in contact with. And that's when I started doing the YouTube videos and thought about monetizing. Let's see. Yes, since April. What was I doing in April? I think I give up. I'm going to look at your page real quick. So, how come I'm not subscribed to you? I should have been. Welcome, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Miss Flipper says, I'm gonna scoot. See you soon. Thank you, Miss Flipper. Poor man says, anyone here play chess? Not well. I do not play chess well. Hey, Slayful. Sometimes I play against, it's been a while, but sometimes I play against my computer, which I appreciate because they get prompts. Dietitian says, Yogi, I've literally shown you this channel before. I feel bad that I'm drawing a blank. And I feel even worse that you've shown me the channel before and I didn't subscribe. And I don't know why I didn't subscribe. Supposedly YouTube kicks off or boots you out sometimes, but I don't want to use that as an excuse. I think I was just lax. So I apologize. Signature is greeting my friends. Thank you for support and thumbs up. You're welcome, my friend. That's it. This is, I got you. I got you. Night Watcher. It took me a bit. That was a good hint. That was a good hint. What are you doing on your mom's channel? Man, you had me feeling bad and guilty that I didn't remember you. Foreman says play on chess.com and Chess Universe. Man, I get the feeling that those people would eat me alive. Dietitian says, right on the mark. It took me a little bit. Hey, and Signature, I'm happy to support you. I've mentioned before, I mentioned quite a bit, that I really think you're doing important stuff. You are just a good person. And your channel shows that. You're showing people the beauty of your area. You're warm and welcoming to everyone who bumps into you. You got a loving presence on your live streams. Man, I wish you all the success in the world. And if I can be any part of that, if I can help you in any way, I'm happy to do so. More than happy, my friend. So it's been a few weeks. Night Watcher, how are you? Dietitian says, I mean, pro chess competitions have prizes of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not for me. They would boot me out of there so quick. Hey, Odom. Odom says, happy Saturday, Yogi. Happy Saturday to you. Hey, guys, how many days away are we from the Tyson-Jake Paul fight? Signature says, hi to poor man. I just saw a clip. It was an old trainer, not his original trainer, but an old trainer of Mike Tyson, having a conversation with Tyson, and he said, I've never seen you look this strong before. And I don't think I've ever seen Tyson look like this before. Poor man says, think you got to be 2,000 plus ELO. Do you even think about making money playing chess? Yep, I don't even think about it. It has never even occurred to me. November 15th. Today's the 2nd. All right, so just under 2 weeks. Nice. We got some heart emojis from Signature, and Odom says hello to Signature. Though I think it's tomorrow. Jacob and Eric Lapointe are doing a collab. Dietitian says, never thought Yogi would ask about Jake Mata friggin' Paul. Less interested in him. Mike Tyson was the, heavyweight champ in my teen years. Him and I are the same age. He was ferocious. Nothing like him in forever. There was a long, boring stretch of heavyweight boxing through the 80s. Nothing against Larry Holmes. He was a great fighter. But he followed Muhammad Ali. He followed some of the greats from the 60s and 70s. You know, when that Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Ken Norton. So Larry Holmes technically was as good a fighter as all of those, but he didn't have the same competition the previous decade. However, in the 80s, in the lighter ranks, man, especially the welterweights, middleweight too, because you had Hagler. Poor man says, saw that video of Tyson's trainer. They got him juiced up, growth hormone, etc. He's made no secret that he's using TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. You think he's also on growth hormone? Poor man says Tyson said nobody hit as hard as Foreman. I believe Evander Holyfield said the same thing. He just had those big, heavy punches. You could see him coming from a mile away, but especially when he was older, no matter where they hit you, even if they hit you in the arm, they did damage. Poor man says, read that. Night Watcher says, just happy there's a well-known person in America that had a Muslim name. There was a few. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Poor man says, Foreman's straight punches on heavy bag, just terrifying. Yeah, they made the entire bag shudder. Odom says, younger Mike Tyson used to punch with 60 pounds of pressure. 20 pounds of pressure is enough to explode your head. And remember how he came into the ring? Black boots, no socks, black trunks, white towel with a hole punched through it. Gladiator coming into battle. People forget, though, in those early days, up until he won the heavyweight championship, he was a nice guy. Ferocious. But you ever watch some of his earlier fights? He would knock him out 1 round, 2 round, and he'd rush over to check on him, to help him back up. Kareem is more of an Indian name. Abdul-Jabbar, he identifies as a Muslim. Poor man says, how to have a guy hold that heavy bag he hit so hard, Foreman. You guys remember Ernie Shavers? He was a hard hitter too. I just watched clips from a fight in the late 60s after Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali, and he was going to fight someone who refused to call him Muhammad, kept calling him Cassius Clay. And Ali said, I'm going to punish you. Say my name or I'm going to punish you. I'm not going to make it an easy fight. I'm going to punish you. The guy refused to say his name. And I think it was in the 4th round, a barrage of punches from Ali. And Ali is taunting him, saying, what's my name? What's my name? Man. Odom says, yes, I remember. Odom's waving at Squirrel Sniper. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Poor man says, Shavers did a lot of sedge work with the tire, I believe. Man, imagine Muhammad Ali beating George Foreman with a rope-a-dope. How much that had to hurt. Taking those punches to tire him out. Odom says, yes, every punch. Theme Park says, so excited for date night with my girlfriend Sarah tonight. And I leave in 3 days for California, Disneyland, here I come. Date night and then California. It's a big couple of days, man. That's awesome. What's going on for date night? Theme Park, what are you going to do for date night? Theme says, Ninja watching while having a small lunch. Nice. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Dietitian is an old friend. Sniper says, big job today, Eric. Pole riding, a weeping willow. So what is, I'm not familiar with the term. Oh, on community page. I love weeping willows, one of my favorite trees. They're just so beautiful. Bringing up the community page. Pollarding, right? Keeps trees and shrubs from going too large and out of their allotted space. All right, thanks. Thanks for that providing the description on your community page. Encouraging new growth. Increasing ground floor diversity. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Did you apprentice to learn this? Or did you go to school? That's awesome, Sniper. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. That's a pretty big willow tree. Hey, Austin. Pollarding. Gotcha. Let's see. Theme says, me and Sarah going to a hockey game and having nachos for supper to share. Nice. That sounds like a really great date. Hockey game, nachos, and your girlfriend. Man, could an evening get any better? Night Watcher says, I've been trying to help my mom's channel grow. Honestly, she's such a boomer. She's probably younger than me. So she can't be a boomer if she's young. She is younger than me. And I'm Generation X. Had to teach her that you need watch hours to make money on YouTube. She's got a ton of information. How much how far away is she from getting monetized? I'll help if I can. Hey Buddha. Hey Brother Yogi. I've been in background because in Leo Live, sorry, but now in background his and here. That's understandable. Now what do you mean a ton of information? I'm just looking at all the food for insomnia, healthy lifestyle, methods for good sleep, something about garlic. Of course, I can't read a lot of stuff. a lot of shorts, just helpful stuff. And it's good stuff to know. All right, already is monetized 7 months ago. Gotcha. Buddha says, yes, I was counting, so I stopped in here, just to take him some water. I appreciate that. Buddha says, that's great. Yes, garlic is very good. Food and fruit is a healing power. It is. Probably people don't eat enough fruit. They think of it as, the occasional apple, the occasional banana, but it should be the staple, a staple in your diet. It's a live food. Buddha says, yep, when I went vegan, I didn't know how I was going to make the transition, as I was not, believe it or not, a huge vegetable eater. So I went fruitarian, and I ate nothing but fruit for about the first 6 months. And man, was that great for my ultra running, which I was just starting to do. Format says, Buddha, how are you? Nightwatcher says, basically her social media manager, even though she doesn't listen to my damn advice. It's hard for a parent to listen to a kid's advice. Format says, been eating a lot of fruit lately. It's supposed to help. It does. Now, that was a big thing for me. My very first 50 miler had a 60+% dropout rate because it got up to 97 degrees, 100% humidity. It's in the Washington, D.C. area, Great Falls. So over 60% of the race dropped out. I came in dead last on that race. But man, I felt great. And it was all the fruit that I ate leading up and all the fruit that I ate during it. It kept me super hydrated. Sniper says, I took the basic tree 12 weeks climbing course when I was 29 or 39. I can't see it. 29 years old. I went straight with a company that was second largest in Sussex. First 3 years, I was contracted to maintain the trees of Camden. And in Islington in London. Then had a crew of Southern area for 8 years. I was a gravedigger at one point for 3 years during that time. Our friend Paul from Oregon is a gravedigger as well. Which reminds me, I need to visit his channel. I haven't seen anything from him. Buddha says, I am good, sir. Poor man's Jim. Just tired because staying awake for that live last night. But then it got dumb, so left them running on cell. I went to sleep. How are you, sir? What live stream did you stay up for? Poor man says, good, feeling groggy and foggy. Need to get a workout in. Sandesh says, hey Eric, I would like to send you Diwali snacks and sweets. How are you, my friend? I'm good, and thank you for that, man. I appreciate that very much. Buddha says, same here, poor man. Nightwatcher says, my mom is pretty well known in my city. She gets invited to interviews on major news stations in our country and has 25 plus years of experience in dietetics and nutrition. That's pretty cool, Nightwatcher. Sniper says, being a gravedigger is hard work, Eric. Yeah, I bet. He talks about it quite a bit. Man, he comes home from a tough day's work, and gets in his burpee workout, or he's been doing a lot of stuff on the rings lately. Buddha says the one last night for Oscar and Reaper. I didn't see that. Of course, I'm in bed so early. Poor man says might do 508 counts. Wow. Today? How long do you suppose that would take you? Man, that's a ton of push-ups. Reaper says good seeing Reaper burpees last night. Miss it. Buddha says, cool to poor man. Did 10 counts. I went crazy one day doing 3, 5, and 10 pumps. Nice. Hey, Thrive. Thrive says, good stream. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Buddha says, me too, by 8 p.m. Because I get up at 5 a.m. Yeah, it's the same with me. I'm usually in bed by 7, and I'm up somewhere between 2:15, 2:10, and 2:30. Usually it evens out at about 2:20. I'm up. Poor man says, nice Buddha, keep grinding. Night Watcher says, fun fact, there's a video by a news station YouTube channel about my mom from Cough Cough with my mom. 125K views, wow. Hey, you should share it sometime, Night Watcher. Song I was laughing. Noodle. Poor man says 508 counts, maybe an hour, or a few more. Did 525 seals last week in 2 hours. Wow. And generally, your recovery is pretty good from those reps, right? Buddha says, yes, same here, but in bed lately, 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. And late. Yeah, those, even an hour or two later than usual, can take a toll on us. Just losing a little bit of sleep. Fortunately, this is, we gain an hour. Clocks go back. We fall back tonight. Poor man says, so far, so good. I've been lucky. Buddha says, I saw the Navy SEALs with me in Poor Man's Gym. Usually I don't like going live late because I get tired and got a detox bath. I'm tired after. Need sleep and heal the body, and time changing tonight. Yep, so at least you get an hour's extra worth of sleep. Hey, Dredson, how are you? Dredson says, peace. Peace to you, my friend. ATC says, what is good, legends? Hey, ATC, how are you? How are things in the gold field? How are things in the gold field and the fishing streams? Yep, it turns back, so you get an hour extra. So if you normally wake up at 5, your 5, it goes back. So it ends up you gain an hour. Let's see. Poor man saying hey to Dredson. Sniper says you'll be back at normal time then. 10 a.m. GMT. Yep. So you guys went back like what, last week or 2 weeks ago? Kay says, "Hey Yogi and everyone in the chat. Hey Kay, how are you? This is Stepper November for Kay. October was power walking, and now we are on the stepper." ATC says, "Doing well, my friend. Headed out fishing this evening, chasing a huge pike I saw the other day. Wow, 3 to 4 feet long. Good luck, my friend. Are you going to be live streaming it?" Stuart says, ATC, ATC, we got a chant going. Everyone's doing it. One big chant for ATC. ATC is saying, "Hey to poor man." Kay says, "I'm good. And you, Yogi?" "I'm doing good, Kay. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping in." So last Sunday, went back on the 27th. Buddha says, "Any premieres today, Kay?" In a moment or two, we'll call it an afternoon. I believe our friend Jace is live, or is going live. Yep, Jace is live now, guys. Our friend Eve is live. She's African Village Life. She's cooking chicken. And Daisy May is live. So I want to make sure that I spend a little time with all of our friends. And I appreciate you guys spending time with me. HC says, no live stream. Just me and my rod and lake tonight. Nice. Makes it even better. Definitely good luck. Kay says, no, I don't think so, to Buddha. Sniper says, I see the news takes 7 days to get across the pond. Yeah, we're a little slow. We're a little slow on the uptake sometimes. So the good news for me is in the morning, I gain an hour of light. So right now, my walks, my first walk of the day is about 5:30-ish, depending on how long that live stream goes. Sometimes it's getting closer towards 5:45 before I actually get out. It's still dark. But now with that hour, there'll be just a hint of sunlight coming in. Just a hint. For a little while. That trend starts to reverse all the way until the solstice. And then I start gaining seconds at a time. You can actually see it. You can actually see the difference when you're out walking in nature, morning after morning after morning. You see the activity with the animals. You hear the song, the morning chorus, the dawn chorus of the birds. Sepa says, 21st of December, my favorite day of the year, solstice. Mocha and I normally exchange a present or two on the solstice. Stuart says, Sniper, it doesn't on YouTube. Yeah, I guess YouTube has to stay the same, right? Did you guys see our friend Tandra's channel lately? She's at 622 members. Her channel is taken off. Sniper says, news, Eric. What's that? Before the wireless, how long would it have taken? Before the wireless, how long would it have taken? It's a good question. I don't know. What do you think? Noodle says, recently I've had thoughts of harming others. Night Watcher. In and of themselves, thoughts don't have the meaning that we think they do. In and of themselves, thoughts are just energetic fluctuations of the mind. In yoga, it's called vitris. It's when we give them more meaning than they originally had that things become a problem. So just because you're having thoughts doesn't necessarily mean that those are valid thoughts, if that makes sense. But if you ever get concerned, therapy is always a good thing for everyone. ATC says solstice on the 21st, Festivus on the 23rd, Christmas on the 25th. It's a busy 3 days, isn't it? Are you ready to air your grievances, ATC? I can't imagine ATC having any grievances. Let's see. Sniper says, and do you take the information as true? Good point. How are you confirming the authentication? That was a tough one for me. And I think I added an extra F that didn't belong there. Okay, says, well said, Yogi. We take all of our thoughts so seriously because we have them. And we think they're always valid. However, they're not. Our opinion and our belief are all based upon the ego. And again, the ego isn't good or bad. It's fictitious. It is a concept of who we believe we are, but it's not true. The problem is we're so caught up in the ego and we believe it's who we are, and then we act out on that instead of realizing that we are the presence that allows the ego to exist at all, that we are the awareness. And awareness itself never harms. Awareness can only accept. Awareness can only love. The more we relate to awareness, the more peaceful we are. ATC says, I got a lot of problems with you people. Just kidding, I'm fine. You got to save it for the 23rd. If you air all your grievances now, we're going to have nothing to talk about on the 23rd. Simpa says, if the seal broke accidentally, the courier might return to send and was probably put to death anyway. I think that would keep me from wanting to go back. Now what it says, authentication. No, there's no F there. Authentication. Authentication. Okay, so Yogi, you are so awesome. I know you're helping so many people with our great conversations and information. Thank you, Kay. You know what? I know you offered a slight correction. I meant your, but I'm going to go with the original. Without it being a conversation, it's just me sprouting things off. But when it is our conversation, that's when it becomes meaningful. Because now we're in a dialogue. You know what I mean? We're getting feedback. We're sharing energy. That's when it becomes something, to me, really, really magical. I definitely don't want a channel where I just say, hey guys, this is what I know, or this is what I've learned, or this is what I have to say to you. to me, that's almost meaningless. But yeah, I like the way you first said it, our conversation, because so many people add so much um, that make it so beautiful. I always liken it to every live stream. I think about it as a jazz conversation, improv, that it's all about the energy that each person presents into the room. Kay says, absolutely. Sniper says, how about dilemma or dilemma with an N. Dilemma. Although I think it's spelled the way you last put it, right? Dilemma. But that doesn't sound right. Dilemma. Maybe it does sound right. If I keep saying it over and over again, it's going to have absolutely no meaning whatsoever. Let's see now what you says. People, peaceful, peace, hard-boiled, bargaining, chips. Funny that you said that. That's what happens when we meditate. That we're training the mind to come back to an object of meditation, a mantra. But we start thinking the mantra, we think the mantra, and then we have a thought. And we have a thought like people. And we go, people. That's a funny word. People. Peaceful. Peace. I like peace. When was the last time I had peace? And your mind is off. That's why they call it Buddhism, specifically the monkey mind. Because it just on and on. But the mantra ties us back. The mantra always brings us back. Dilemma. That's what I first said. Dilemma. But then I started thinking about it with an M, with an N, and that started sounding right too. So here's the valuable thing. When the mind runs amok, what a great opportunity to use the word amok. When the mind runs amok, like I was talking about in meditation, and then we bring it back, we start having a realization. We start thinking as we're meditating, wow, look at my thoughts. They're all over the place. What was I thinking about? I'm supposed to be meditating. And then you catch yourself and you say, wait a minute. If I'm aware of my thoughts, I can't be my thoughts. I have to be something other. I have to be whatever it is that is aware of being aware of those thoughts. Then you start relating to that awareness. Enlightenment could be said, let's say liberation, or awakening, even better, is being aware of being aware. That simple realization. Everyone knows that I'm aware of something. I'm aware of this book. I'm aware of these glasses. But what about being aware of being aware? When you turn that back around, there's a huge sense of freedom. Because now you know all the stuff that's going on in your head that's been driving you crazy, the narration that's been going on, isn't you. It's just energy. But we've been relating to it so much that we're stuck down deep. That little glimpse is worth 20 years of meditation. But you know what? That's probably one of the very first realizations you get in the first few weeks of meditating. Hey, Nightmare. Well, I got to correct Nightmare. Nightmare came in and says, it's just me. Is there such a thing as just Nightmare? It's Nightmare with an exclamation point. There's no such thing as just Nightmare with a shrug, like, oh, it's just Nightmare. Nope, that deserves an exclamation point. Every single entrance. Nightwatcher says, or Sniper says, Noodle Nightwatcher, many were taught with the end. One of the silent consonants. Humans, hoovers, never mind. Either way, cheap decay. Let's see, like the word dumb. Yep. Is that be really necessary? Nightmare says, true. Ever modest. Nightmare, you caught us just in time. We're going to be wrapping up in just a minute. But I hope to see you guys, if I can find him, over at Jace's. He might be getting ready to wrap it up, so I definitely want to make sure I'm over there to say hi before he does, as well as our friend Daisy. Yep, Jace is still live. Man, he's got a crowd. He's got 54 people watching. Good for Jace, and well deserved. Jace is on a mission. He is not just fitness, he is well-being. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Nightmare says, I came late. Well, at least I got to drop a like, and I appreciate that. Thanks. I'll be back 5:20ish. But yeah, I've been on for almost an hour and a half, so it is definitely time to go by and say hi to Jace, as well as our friend Daisy. So, guys, I'm going to see you all over there. I hope, right? Let's see. Now what it says, human to humans to Hooters. Yeah, I shouldn't go down that road. ATC says, it's like the bee that makes the word dumb. There you go. It's like the vocabulary version of self-fulfilling prophecy. I agree. Let's see. Sniper says, I should hopefully be back to make back-to-back Yogi Trinities. I don't know if anyone's done that before. The hat trick, 2 days in a row. Man, if you did that 3 days in a row, that would be the Trinities of Trinities. Now that would be something. If I had something to give you, I need to get stickers made to send to friends. Like just the yogi stickers. Not with me. No one wants to see me. But like maybe, you know, a figure of a yogi in the lotus position. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to go say hi to Jace. Now what just says, I'm ATC. I'm still in that. It's good stuff, isn't it? The trifecta of yogi. I like that. Trifecta. Can it be done? Can anyone take that much yogi? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know if it can be done. Cypher says that should create an awesome esoteric spell energy. We can make that happen. Let me know. Let me know if that's possible, and we will do something. On that last live stream, we'll definitely ring the bell, and we will send out some love. We will send out some energy. The magic of Squirrel Sniper. All right. I think Jason's getting ready to wrap it up, so I want to at least say hi. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It's much appreciated, and I'll be back just a few hours. Take care, guys.